Alright guys, a little puzzle for you. Why are some people seeing halos and sundogs all their lives? Why are there's on the other band camp which says they've never seen any at all? Then there's people in the middle like me and a few others which they only became aware of them till recently. Now that is the question, isn't it? Why is that happening? Well, I found an old book from 1897 which even asks more questions about it. Right, let's see what it says about sundogs and halos, shall we? A diffraction of light is caused by a beam of light passing along the edge of some opaque body. As the waves of either strike against it, put in motion another set of waves on the opposite side which interfere with the first system. A rainbow is formed by the light refraction of the circles around the moon, halos, coronas, sundogs, the gorgeous tinting of the sunrise and the sunset, which are produced by the refraction and reflection of the sun's rays while passing through the clouds and in the upper regions of the Earth's atmosphere. The phenomenon is phenomenally known as sun drawing water, which consists of merely long shadows of broken clouds. Now, this book here I found a few weeks ago and I'm still reading through it, and that explains sundogs and halos 100%, and it's more believable than the ice crystals theory, which is, I think that's a man-made contraption, to be honest. I mean, like I say, the question is, why have we only started seeing these recently? You know, this to me is a genuine Mandela effect for me. Anyway, I know a few others will probably say yes to it as well. But like I say, why last year? 44 years of living, I've never once encountered a sundog or halo until last year, shortly after Easter. And that's when all the strange clouds start to appear. Stuff like that. And the strange atmosphere changed. I don't know. I mean, to me, that is a Mandela effect. I collected books since, and I've got another in 1989 World Atlas. It's got a photograph of a sundog in there, and it's called Tricks of the Light. A paragraph. But like I say, is all this ice crystals phenomenon that seems to be blaming everything for left, right, and centre for all those strange weather phenomenon. I personally think these ice crystals don't exist. I think it's something else. I think it's part of the atmosphere, of course. It's always been here. But like I say, this book here, a 124-year-old book, is explaining it perfectly. How it works. And like I say, what the explanation on Wikipedia, what a load of BS that is. I mean, sure enough, when you go Google that terminology, you'll come up with all kinds of theories, of course. But according to this old book, the sundogs and halos is a natural weather phenomenon. This is natural as a rainbow, apparently. But I've seen rainbows, of course. I've seen upside down ones now. Well, like I say, all this stuff can be explained in this little book here. And the way I found this book was quite strange. I mean, I was there on the market, minding my own business. Just finished off a sandwich. Then I looked down and it was on its own, on the stall, and said, I must have that, I must have that. You know? Stuff like that. So, the way I see it, I'm not too sure what's going on, to be honest. I mean, I saw one yesterday, and it's raining heavily today. You know, so there must be some truth in the old folklore that's apparently that's cropped up. You know, when this halo appears, bad weather always follows, all that stuff. But like I says, I only encountered a halo and a sundog last year. Halo was in May, of course. You know, one fateful day in May. That's the first time I encountered it. Then the second one was the sundog. Boy, that was a sight to behold. And yet, what puzzled me was there was quite a few number of people around with their dogs and all that jazz and, you know, stuff like that. Now, the most interesting part of it, that nobody seemed to notice it at all. And yet it was massive there in the sky on about sunset in June. Now, isn't that peculiar? How come no one else notices it? You know, unless they're blind, or they can't see it. Or maybe the Sundog and Halos choose people to see it. Who knows? That's another question, isn't it? But like I says, I've only experienced Sundogs and Halos May, June last year. That's when they first started to appear. And now I'm seeing them on almost a weekly basis. It's like it's trying to tell me something that bad weather's inbound. Who knows? But like I says, this whole book here, I came across. I'm glad I did. Now, the only question, like I said before, is why haven't I not seen him in all 44 years of living pre-2018, you know? And coincidentally, I discovered the Mandela effect back in January 2018. You know, because I suddenly became aware of it. You know, but like I says, why now? You know, apparently it is supposed to be a rare phenomenon. BS. I see it almost on a regular basis now, which is a strange thing, which I've never seen before, not to my memory. And to me, this is proof of an alternative existence, as it were. You know, parallel universe or another Earth, so to speak. We've been magically transported here. You know, same Earth or close to it. You know, and it's been created somewhere else. Who knows? But like I says, this whole book printed in 1897, which has great details about this place, even though it's 100 plus years out of date. But that's the start of my thirst for knowledge, I would say, you know, about this place, the truth about this place. Maybe one day I'll find it, who knows. It only took me about a year and a half to suss it out on this part of the journey anyway. Well, like it is, I do not recall seeing Sundogs or Halos until 2018 last year, and I've got another friend as well who says the same thing. Well, a couple of friends who say the same thing who've never seen them before, and I know I'm gonna get people commenting saying I've seen them all my life, yeah. But have you really? Oh, I'm thinking about the Great Deceiver. You know what I mean? On one of the Bible verses. Yeah, thinking about that one. But like I says, I'm just passing along the message what I found. Stuff like that. But what are your guys' thoughts on this? Am I going totally mental here? Why have I not seen them? And I practice photography, for crying out loud, for the last 10 years. And I would have seen one at least, or photographed that one at least. You know, I've got loads of sun filters, all that jazz. Surely I would have picked one up until last year, you know? And that's the mystery, isn't it? Why have I not seen it? You know? And I'm sure other people will say the same thing. You know? But like I said, who knows what's going on? To me, this is proof that we are living in an alternative existence. Sorry, itchy nose. That's... I can't explain it why yet. You know? But this book explains how it happens and why it occurs, but it doesn't explain to me why have I not seen them until now. You know, until recently, till last year. I don't know. That's the thing that's puzzling me the most. You know? What is why? You know, but the image of Jesus Christ seems to have one. Yeah. The Last Supper. Aye, when he's sitting down, there's a halo around his head. Sun halo around his head. And that's something interesting to work out. If it's been around that long. You know, the artist could have easily drew it on him. Oh, but yeah, I'm just wondering here. But like I say, I have not seen one pre-2018. But like I say, came across this old book, which is pretty much in detail about this place. I'm just confused. And why have I not seen it until recently? That's one of the biggest questions I want to ask people. I mean, and I do photography. I have been doing for the last 10 years. I started on film, you know, stuff like that. And to me, we're not seeing for the last 10 years. Something's not quite right there. You know what I mean? But like I say, why have I not seen them? That is the question. Is it excuse me, itchy nose again. Is it because it's native to this place where we are? You know, we seem to get all these extra light phenomenons every couple of months, don't we? And this book here seems to have an answer for it. Go figure that one out. I mean, I'm just trying to figure all this out like the rest of us. You know, we're all in this together. This hayride of the universe, multiverse, or parallel dimension. You know, or whatever you want to call it. You know, it's... something is going on without perception, definitely. I mean, are we starting to wake up? You know, stuff like that. You know, like on each passing conscious shift or whatever the hell you want to call it. Are we starting to wake up and realise what this place really is, or what? I don't know. I mean, I like to think it's something definitely unusual about this place. Definitely, that's for sure. But like I say, to me, this book here is proof. For me, anyway, that I am living in an alternative place to where I started from. Granted, I don't know where that place is or was, because I'm not an expert in astrophotography or astronomy. Something I wasn't really interested in, personally honest. And unless you really are an expert of astronomy, you know, and stuff like that, yeah. You know, to be honest, I don't know which part of the galaxy I'm from. Yes, I'm a space orphan. Yeah, you know, whatever you want to call it. But like I says, one fateful day in January. That's when it happened. who knows why it happened? You know, but I'm here now, like we all are in this realm, whatever hell realm you want to call it. But I guess it is. Yeah, it's gonna be fun finding out, isn't it? Of course. Well, like I says, this book here is proof for me that we are living in an alternative existence. Because when I was at school, a lot of the stuff in here is wasn't taught, because I don't remember it. You know, granted, it was about 30 years ago since I was at school, but still, that your school lessons you just don't forget, do you? I mean, if you can have a favourite teacher, for example, you always paid attention, don't you? That sort of jazz. My teacher looked like Olivia Newton-John, you know, but still, it's the only reason why I paid attention. You know, but like we all remember our favourite teachers, don't we? Of course. So, she taught the geography and the sciences. You know, she made it interesting. You know, and stuff like that. And a lot of stuff in this book, I don't remember. You know, and I've got a reasonably good memory. You know, my memory is definitely not faulty. Definitely not. When just about 10 minutes ago, I helped my poor mother out with a Wi-Fi password that's down at the community centre, and I just rolled it off the top of my head. You know, and that was from 3 years ago, last time I used that password. You know, stuff like that. You know, but like I says, a lot of the stuff in this book was not taught in schools. I don't know why. Well, my school anyway. But like I says, we all had our favourite teacher that made lessons memorable and interesting, didn't we? Of course. I mean, some teachers made it fun. You know, that sort of stuff. And I'm just wondering, like I said, why have I not seen Sundogs or Halos until last year? And it's apparently supposed to be around forever. Apparently, since the sun was formed, over billions of years ago. If you can believe that. But like I says, I think our perception is being altered in some way to keep word down, so to speak. But like I says, can I prove it? No one can. But for me, finding this book with all the information in it about Sundogs and Halos, and the earliest known photograph of a sundog is actually from an old book called 10,000 Miles on a Dog Sled. It has from 1914, and that has the earliest photograph of a sundog. Now, I didn't know all this because I've done my research. I've been trying to locate an old copy of that book, you know, to prove it that we are living in an alternate existence. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. I'm sure I'll find a copy one of these days, of course. You know, but like I says, this one is probably almost like a personal Mandela effect, if you know what I mean. I mean, I'm sure if you guys come across a sundog and stuff like that, and you're wondering why you haven't seen it before, it's because it's personal. I think, I don't know. I could be totally wrong here. I think when you see a sundog halo for the first time, I think that's your awakening, so to speak. You know what I mean? Your true awakening to whatever the phenomenon this is. But like I said, but why are some people always seeing them? Now that is the question, isn't it? Well, I know this is a long one. Thanks for watching.